we're now seeing at least 2 or 3 different kinds of installations and bases on the surface of the moon. And what I understand is that we're not going to be able to convince the whole world. So what we're going to do is I'm going to keep doing this for the people that do appreciate this, and I know a lot of you do. And more people will at least get a chance to make their own decision. You know, feedback's wonderful on the site. But one person was asking me, why are you erasing the comments? Now, what a silly question to say. If somebody takes up 7 spaces of comment boxes on a video, well, what's going to happen is that people will be sick and tired of coming to a page where there's only garbage. So, of course, for my subscribers and for the respect to everyone in every country that comes on this page, that doesn't have to endure all the bull crap.
It's not done, but I still want to show it to you right away. It's hard to unblur. It's a white patchy area. But look at the surface. Look at the structures that are so prominent. They're all over the surface of this massive, whatever you want to call it, installation, structure. But it's pretty cool finding these on the moon, and there are many. This is inside of a crater.
Of course, here's the photo of the base I just showed you with the colored glass further out. And you can't really see, well actually you can, but it's still far out. But the reason why I zoomed up, it's because these tunnels here look like 2 eyelids, a nose, and a mouth right here. It's pretty incredible. Get in a little closer for you all to see it. It really does look like a face, like someone's watching you. To see it, it's really nice. It's pretty clear enough for us to see that there's something going on. This color is magnificent. In these areas, I have to find the photo. It has colored glass, greens, reds, yellows. It's amazing. See the dome shape here? Another structure there. Here's the platform. Cut octagonal. It goes around over top here. More structures down here. All riddled all over the surface here. We'll be looking at that too. So let's get in a lot closer with the magnifying lens to see this area right here. This is what we're going to zoom up on. This is one massive structure. She's a beauty. Very symmetrical entrances. Looks very recent and very big. Do you understand that these are all structures? Even this thing that we're seeing right here is a bit blurry. I'll get it clearer. I just had to show you all right now. I mean, it's already clear to me that it's a structure, an installation. Love these domes everywhere, eh? You see how the exact same sizes and then smaller sizes, but there's only 2 or 3 different sizes when you look at it.
Not everyone will appreciate this part, but many will. And what's going on here is that I'm showing you the geometrical shapes on the surface. What are they? The skeptical people, tell us, please interact with us in the community. This was a tiny, tiny structure that I thought was one installation. And when I zoomed in, I saw these domes around it. Now I zoomed in more, and now I see these geometrical shapes on the surface. If I zoom in more, I wouldn't be surprised if we could see smaller structures. More. It's not done. It's infested with these structures. But I am realizing we do have to zoom in a lot to be able to see the small ones, the ones that I'm showing you right now.
Aristarchus Crater. NASA talks about it itself. They said that the surface was smoothed out after the event of the crater impact. Now how could that be, right? It's absolutely impossible that the surface of Clavius Crater could have been manipulated, but scientists have said, along with NASA confirming it, that the surface has had to have been changed. The smoothing out of the surface of Clavius Crater came after the crater impact. So as you can see here, the impacting crater has caused an entrance on the left and right here. This entrance here is actually what they call a crater, which is just an extra part to this. I also have a video that I'm very close up on Clavius Crater that you could see that this is at least 400 or 500 feet tall when you're close to it. This is tall, and maybe I'm not even in it, maybe it's 1,000 feet. It's massive. It is very, very high up. Yeah, I'm not in it. It's a lot higher than that, because you can see it in my video when we're close up. These structures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what the heck is going on? Porter, Crater, they all have names, you know, and they go from large to small on Clavius Crater. The entrances are right here, and what's this other part right there? You could see it. It goes, the line goes up here to the top, and look, it's like a ladder there, a corridor again that goes all the way up to Porter Crater, or is it this one Porter? I think this one is, and it goes all the way up to that one. I mean, what the heck? It doesn't make any sense that those objects would be there. Oh, maybe it's melting snow. Some people say, well, maybe, well, let's prove it. NASA has been there. Are we going to spend 100 years saying, I wonder if it's melting snow? I mean, they have the equipment to go. Well, they've been 5 times apparently. 5 manned landings, right? So what's going on? This is nothing. I mean, just right beside here, if we pan over here to this side, we can see another entrance right over here. And not just an entrance, guys. Cutouts, depictions of domes here again, square hole right there. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So these craters, supposed craters, have been manipulated. Look how it's smoothed out over here. This one, bear with me, up here, it's all smoothed out again. All this one here, smooth, smooth, smooth. It doesn't make any sense that it was smoothed out. You can clearly see that the structures, the craters are smoothed out. Whether they're inverted or convex, which means basically, I say it all the time, but it's important so that people will understand. The moon has an uneven orbit, and it's in its wobble, if you want, libration, oscillation, causes us to see different parts of the moon during each and every moon phase. Why? Give or take a couple of hundreds or thousands of kilometers, depending on how it's wobbling. But NASA says that because of oscillation and libration, it's why we see these craters convex, when in reality these craters are supposed to be inverted, right? Here too. You can clearly see it, the entrance. There's no shadow over top. There's just a shadow here. The entrance is there. There are 2 other objects inside that go in the crater. You can see others lurking in the dark. It's just funny that everyone's believing that. No, I don't. Not for a second. Now here's the bottom, Clavius Crater. Again, look on the left. What is this substance or material, or I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's dirt thrown there from here to make a basin, to make a base. It's hiding something. It's dirt. It's something extra. You can see it's added, or it appeared. It's out of place, you know. Here's the edge here, entrance right there. So this is an entrance too, but you see it's filled in for some reason. Or, get this, guys. What if they're emptying out the crater and sticking the dirt here and then leveling it out? I'll have to go back and see if it's always there like that. I'll be examining every crater in great detail to be sure that there are no changes whatsoever. You can notice the other craters that are on top also have not just shadows. Yeah, okay, the shadows here. but it has an entrance. They all do. The ones on Clavius Crater. Clavius Crater, I'd be curious to land there and to take one good look around there. But I'm sure someone would show up in not too long. And if they're so sure of themselves, I'd love to see NASA. Land right there. To pull on up to the crater, to get on out and stomp their feet out on the top and start taking pictures and just to see what happens to them. And I'd have the view like this right here. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Now look good and hard at this picture. It's not blurry. It has a blurry surface. Look at the haziness, or it's because all these other structures are there. And what is it with these certain areas on the moon that is giving me this feedback, this
alien structure,
haze or blur?
I found what I call the honeycomb base entrance and a massive complex base on the surface of the moon, along with many other massive installations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's covered. Let's go take a closer look. See if you remember this one. I presented this one many months ago, and people just said that they couldn't see anything. They were pretending that they could not see these lines going here and down here and here and here. And here's a massive platform with a tunnel leaving, so you could enter here. You know, a craft, to talk for real, which I don't talk very often about UFOs because no one knows anything about them. But what we hear from testimonies of older people, retired CIA, federal operatives, etc., they always say that these crafts were made with anti-gravity material, therefore they hover. They don't sit on the ground. So they will not sit on the moon. Usually they will enter an entrance like this here and will go through a tunnel, and then they can go, well, anywhere they want. But this is a structure, an alien structure that's on the surface of the moon, including all what you can see at the back are all structures. They are not mountains, I assure you. The white bumps that you can see very fadedly are massive structures on the platform on the surface of the moon. An entire city, massive, with all these complex installations, including, look at this, beautiful, another fly-in right here. They have many shapes and forms, levels, heights, and sizes. And what they do, 90% of the time, you'll see this massive boulder-like object with an entrance here, and a platform at the base here, and a dome at the back. And you can see these many structures sitting on the surface there. You can see other structures inside. There's a blue light emanating from the bottom of this base-like entrance here. Wow, this is totally 007, guys. Totally. See it? Leaving this entrance here goes to that structure. There's a slit there that goes to that structure. A joint there. Entrance. 2 tunnels going back to meet the base up there. Other areas here, another cover there with 1, 2, 3, 4 other structures on top, another tunnel leading there, other tunnel here, which is a very flat platform like the structures that we have seen in Sinus Iridum. The flat platform-like, rectangular, water slide-like massive structures that we see in Sinus Iridum. This is also how this was made. These flat pieces overlapping each other, which are actually massive corridors or structures that inside they could obviously roam about and have lots of size, lots of place in there. This tunnel goes there, this one goes over it and curves back. No matter how many shrills I get or trolls, it's just very funny because the camera doesn't lie. We're looking at an object here that was alien-made or man-made, and I highly doubt man-made. I think more alien-made. And it's just not hard to believe, you know. It's not impossible that other species could exist out there. And let me tell you one thing. Would you not think they would live as close to the sun as we would? If we're alive close to the sun, why wouldn't they be alive close to the sun? Why wouldn't their species need a certain amount of atmosphere and oxygen? We know nothing of them. Did you know that aliens only had 3 ribs? The ones that were found? I don't remember what his name was, Bushman, or I posted it on my Facebook if you guys want to check out the link. It's a retired personnel that was working rear engineering at Area 51, etc. for the government, and he shows pictures of the aliens, the feet, and it's all out there, guys. It's not something that's impossible, but yet people aren't believing. I don't understand it. The information is not getting out to the right people. Now here, guys, another thing that we can conclude that is not natural is this formation of several, what seems like rocks, if you want. I'm going to try to relate everyone together. Boulders, rocks, piled one over the other pretty symmetrically. At the back we see a line here, which is actually a massive wall or bridge-like area. There's structures everywhere, and you could see, look at that, isn't that nice? I want to get in close to these supposed glass domes. It's not natural, no matter what it is. It's not a crater, and you can see that it is convex and that it is not inverted. I want to get close enough through this month for sure. Actually, we're changing months tomorrow. Okay, so next month. I want to get close-ups of these beautiful dome structures or glass structures or whatever it may be. It is very symmetrical, and I don't understand that people aren't wondering more what they are. You could see the sizes of them, the same sizes, the same shape and size all over the moon. There are various sizes, but a lot of them have the same sizes. This is not normal, these structures one over the other. Just another thing that I'm showing you in the photo that it's not supposed to be there. And these are things that NASA should tell you, not amateur astronomers. These are beautiful things that should be explained by NASA and professional scientists. Whether it be a smoke or haze that is emanating from Aristarchus Crater, we can see an area that clearly smog or smoke all the time. When can you see this? When you're over 700 to 800 millimeter zoom with a telescope, you can definitely see this. You'll see many details. And I tend to think, I'm not a professional, but at 700-800 zoom, it seems that we're literally almost cut through the atmosphere, that it's not holding us back to get the surface as much, but you have to cut through that piece. Now look at this. Look at this piece here going by. You know, look at it, guys. It leaves Aristarchus Crater, the supposed crater down here, and it goes all the way here like that. It's a big ridge. This light's always emanating, sparkling left and right all the time here. It's a factory, guys. It's a company. It's a mining shaft. Inside, they're mining. Okay? This road here at the back path goes all the way to a very round cylindrical sphere. I don't know if anyone's noticed leaving the back ridge of Aristarchus Crater. This sphere is like a swimming pool with an inside white lining. It's very prominent, it's very clear. It's like it was built. It's perfectly geometrical. Here's Aristarchus Crater. See how the surface is curiously odd? There's the crater right here, and from that, well, you have this other massive tunnel or entrance here that goes back there too. Look at all the pathways. You can see greenery. It has to be growth, guys, on the surface. This is amazing. I mean, what can it be? Do you see the massive paths leaving at the back of Aristarchus Crater? We got it pretty close, actually. We can see it. We can see it a bit. Look at the levels. Look how it's brown, the area where Aristarchus Crater is. It's an actual cutout rectangle behind Aristarchus Crater, and it's all one color. But look at the curious roads, paths at the back. You can clearly see here and here it leaves off there and off to the left over there. Aristarchus Crater. And here with a tinted glass, we can get really close in Aristarchus Crater to that light. See the trails at the bottom? Where Aristarchus Crater is, and at the back, all the ridges and road-like paths.
Okay, this looks like green structures on the surface, but they are covered in growth or some kind of green camel or something, because you can see that there are structures inside of this green patchy area.
What are they doing? They're mining? What are those? Trees? You'd think you were on Earth, seeing all the greenery on the surface and geometrical shapes. It's another world. Zooming in to the moon, you see all these things and you realize that the secret and the lie, the deception is so huge that not one person alone can prove this to the world. But all together, if everyone starts filming the moon and sharing the news, well, maybe we'll get some information from our government. All we have to do is ask, guys. We've got no need to break down doors. All we have to do is ask.